Welcome back to Cosmic Conversations. This is episode 52. So I am saying welcome back because I figure you have seen at least one of these. If this is your first episode, if you are the 2% of people that are tuning into this as your first episode for this series, welcome to Cosmic Conversations. Red carpet for you. You picked a great episode to come in on. And for everyone else who has already been here, this is going to be good. Because I have gotten multiple questions. I know I'm lacking one. I'm lacking on I'm lacking on the responses, so my bad. Um, but I've been getting out all this other content, internet investigations. Investigating the internet, just making a bunch of connections in general that have to be made. Dissect the dialect. Uh, we have a bunch of other series. We just did Iron Man for predictive programming, so we got to go through and see how Iron Man is really just Mason man, and how Masons want to be seen as heroes for spreading warfare. And they really just talk about how they use warfare to make money throughout that whole movie. And this is a staple of what it means to be a military superhero. So now we can just look at the military industrial complex and see how they profit off of spreading genocide into indigenous lands, apply that to Iron Man, understand that this is how Masons make money, right? So been doing a lot of other things, but I'm going to hit multiple questions in today's video because this video is about racism, and it's basically I'm going to talk about the origin point of racism in all realms. I'm going to do my best to basically make everything that I say, everything that I do, relatable and applicable for all universes, all of you, all of you universes. So that's why it takes a lot of Gemini air energy for me to figure out how to communicate with the most amount of people. So it's funny because now we're in a time where English has been used by the Masonic military industrial complex to spread genocide so hard that a lot of people speak it. So now we're kind of on one accord speaking English because of capitalism and colonialism. All the C words that Chase Clarence Calloway is here to clarify. Where does all of this C come from? Where does the C even come from? So that's what we're talking about today, because that does apply to racism, where the C comes from. I'm thinking how I'm going to approach this. Because the moment I brought in the C, now that makes me want to go on a few other threads that originally were not in the plan. So let me bring it back. Racism and the origin point of racism. So it'll come back to what we see in everything. Those threads will connect. I haven't done a Cosmic Conversations in a while. I'm like low key stressed out because my life is being stressful right now. So I'm fasting to walk on water. Right, emotions. When the emotions get heavy, you fast, walk on water. You get lighter than the emotions that are seeming heavy. That's what it really means to walk on water. Actually, it's not like you physically are the superhero that can walk on water. Not saying it's not possible. Not saying it's not possible at all. Not saying it's not possible in any way, shape, or form. I'm just saying that if it's when it's how it's possible physically is because it was possible metaphysically first. So you have to be walking on water first in your mind before you would ever walk on water in physical reality. And water fasting is the act of raising your vibration so you can actually walk on the emotions that brought you into the universe that you're in. And once you're raising your vibration outside the universe that you chose to be in, you're going to have superpowers. And this is where you become a super communicator. This is the idea of Hermes walking on water way before Mason stole it from him and turned it into Jesus walking on water. So it's really about you using your air power to be lighter than water. So again, kind of a paradox right? Because air is actually water plus fire. But the point of water is that it's heavy. And when you can alchemize your heaviness into something that's lighter, this is the idea of communicating your emotions into existence. So we're all walking on water when we can communicate our emotions into existence. That's basically the idea of imagining your superpowers. If you feel like walking on water, you communicate that into existence. And now that matters to you and you would experience it if, exactly when you imagine it at least, right? But again, it's all about it happening metaphysically before it happens physically. So many stutters, whatever. It's natural law. Ugh. I want shit to be perfect. I can't mess up a word. I can't mess up whatever. Anyway, the point is the origin of racism. That is what this video is about. Let me make it succinct right here before we start mispronouncing other words and stumbling through our sentences and shit. So, racism is a symptom of religion. It took me 6 minutes and 38 seconds to say that. Ha. Racism is a symptom of religion. And a religion is a belief that an individual has about themselves and thus other individuals. So it gets detailed from there. But it's really that simple. Racism is a symptom of religion, specifically, though, not all religions. This is where we get a cutoff. There's a bunch of religions that aren't racist. There's many, many, many religions that are not racist. So racism is a symptom of a religion that believes everything in existence was created by one individual. The moment a religion believes that one ego, one man, one space's mind created all of our minds, every individual mind, every individual soul in existence, that is a racist religion. And it's a racist religion because that religion is working to erase your individuality. It's basically that simple. Check it out. You, as an infinite individual, would have to tell people who you are for them to learn about you. So, what is racism? Racism is when somebody has preconceived notions about you based on their judgments that they learned to project onto you based on your body. Right? I don't like that I used base there twice. I feel rusty talking. I haven't done cosmic conversations in a while. This is silly. It's whatever. I just have to relax more. I'm like deep in my Virgo energies of just being stressed out about holding things together and everything. So, god damn, I'm dealing with everything. The moment a religion believes that you, as an infinite individual, were created by their God, they're working to erase your individuality because they don't care about who you are. They don't care about listening to you say who you are. They don't care about where you're coming from. They don't care about acknowledging your creative energy. What they care about doing is consuming your creative energy to validate their ego, to validate their imagination. So this is where we get basically the whole interplay of Europeans versus indigenous people, where indigenous peoples aren't racist because we see the Europeans as we see ourselves, individuals. But the Europeans, because they see themselves as being saved by one God, now they get to create racism to erase all of our individuality. And then this is where you get Christianity and the religions that created Christianity making money off of spreading systemic genocide and brutal warfare and horrible atrocities throughout North, South, and Central America and building a matrix out of that, building a system out of that. Now we have systemic slavery, systemic genocide, all sponsored by the church, all making money for the religious families that made the banking system matter and that are spreading their banking system to steal land from individuals, because we know that these banks did not buy any of this land. You can't make money off of people who are already happy alone unless you steal everything from them that they were using to be happy alone, and then you sell it back to them on your system, which is what we're going through right now. That's why I have to go buy weed at the dispensary that now a white boy can kick me out of after I've been going for 2 years because racism. So racism is then, that's the extra layer of racism, right? Power. So I've been going to this dispensary for 2 years, but all because one white boy decides that he does not want me there, he gets to lie to his coworkers, say that I'm bad energy, and then when I get unbanned after he bans me from my previous relationships because I've been going there for 2 years and they were confused why he banned me. They told me to come back and talk to him about it. When I came back to talk to him about it, it turned out I was not only banned again, this white boy said he did not ban me, so he can't unban me and he can't help me. So he lied to me because when I called the next day, the person who picked up knew who I was based on this white boy telling him that I was banned because I had bad energy and he doesn't want me in his workspace. That's racism. So now these white people get to demonize me, an indigenous man who's been a loyal customer of this dispensary for 2 years since I moved to LA, all because a white boy wants to lie to cut me out of a space that I was previously welcome in. Welcome to America, right? Uh, Indigenous peoples know this. This is our whole lives here in America. Having white people come into our space and then cut us out of our own home, of our own business, because they get to lie to have their way. So this is what racism is. Okay? This is e-racism. So when you hear racism, don't get lost in the biological shit. Okay? It's a religious warfare type deal. When you think of racism, it's really e-racism because any form of racism is going to come out of a religion that wants to erase your individuality. So that religion is going to say, hey, you were actually created by our God, so now we're going to tell you that you're a nigger. Actually, now we're going to tell you you're colored. You guys are Indians because you were created by our God. So that's all projection, and that's all them using their ego to spread a new world order, a big fireball that's supposed to consume the entire planet and cause climate change by destroying everything. And then that's what the Industrial Revolution looks like. That's what the modern world looks like. That's what science saying that we're experiencing one big bang looks like. So racism is e-racism. Anyone who believes that you were created by their God is racist because they are going to erase your individuality by telling you who you are. And then this is where you get therapy, where literally the word, the rapey, is right there. Therapy. The rapey. And really, therapist is the rapist. You just put a space right between the E and the R. Put some space between the ER. You get the rapist. So this is their idea of therapy. The European Masonic New World Order, the scientific white supremacist idea of therapy is being the rapist and telling you who you are to erase your indigenous individuality. So this is what racism is. And it's coming from the religions that use their banking system to steal everything from indigenous individuals and whitewash it so that they can be seen as the people that they're eating. So That's it for this. I think I hit the points that I want to hit. I could go deeper on it real quick. Um, race. Hold on, there's like so much more. I'm like, do I go deeper? Racism comes from people running away from their own souls. So when you think of a race, right? Life is not a race, but people make it a race when they're running away from their own souls. So when you see quote unquote white people, they name themselves white people because they're always rights people. So now, no matter how wrong white people are, that's why Daniel, the guy who banned me from the dispensary that I have been going to for 2 years, gets to lie to me to tell me that he did not ban me, so he can't unban me. But he's the one who rebanned me after I got unbanned by the two dudes who told me he did ban me, and then I had to hear from a third dude that it was him who banned me. This is white politics. This is why everyone makes jokes about politicians lying. This is white culture, lying to get your way. This is why women have problems with men in European culture, because men constantly lie. Indigenous men don't have this problem. So this is a white mentality. White people use lies to consume land and consume things that they want and cut people out that they don't want to see anymore. So for whatever reason, the way that I look bothers Daniel. No matter how nice I was to him, because here's our thing: my interaction with him, we were making jokes. The reason we had a problem was because his technology failed to accept my card. So the dispensary was not able to accept my card, but I still pay with cash. I had to come back to find out he banned me. So literally, this is white people. They will put on a fake face and act like they're nice to you. They'll kill you with kindness, KKK, killing kids with kindness, and then turn around to be very evil and cut you out because they're liars and they want to lie to see their imagination. So that's whitewashing. So they're whitewashing that clinic. They're whitewashing that dispensary, I guess. Like whatever's going on, I don't know. For him to get to lie to me and say that I'm the one who has bad energy to his coworkers, but he doesn't have to say that to me and I'm just banned, and now I have all these loyalty points with them that I can't cash in on. It's sad. And this is the same exact culture that wants to say we're all one God. So they want me to believe that we were all created by one man and this is how God wants me to be treated. But when I go back to Mercury, when I go back to my fucking space, my hermetic seal, my own simulations, my Metatron mind, I don't treat myself like this, and my family doesn't treat me like this. So I know that these white people aren't my family, but these white people want to be my family by how? Erasing me. So now instead of being a Catawba man, instead of being a Saponi man, instead of being my indigenous individual, chase self, I'm supposed to be lack. I'm supposed to be lack my culture, be lack my freedom, be lack my creativity, be lack my indigenous individuality, so that white people can always be right. It's all in the words. This is the witchcraft that they're manipulating. They're using the vibration of this language to trap us in a matrix that makes us support genocide, racism, sexism, sex trafficking, horrible climate change, horrible atrocities, all the shit that you see in Squid Games, but like 1,000 times worse in all the basements because Masons want to make money off of torture. Come on, like slavery was so bad. Everything that we have seen in TV shows, low key, does not scratch the surface of how horrible slavery actually was in this country. They will never show you how horrible slavery actually was in this country because you would not want to go to their schools anymore. You would not want to serve in the military anymore. You would not want to serve this banking system anymore. You would not want to go out and vote for the next politician to lie to your face and make money being seen as a superhero, saving you from problems that they created in a land that they're stealing through genocide. So I'm giving you the Quetzalcoatl perspective, the Chase Clarence Calloway indigenous man perspective. When I'm in my Merkaba, when I go back to Mercury and I collect the information from my past lives, I can very clearly see that racism is a Masonic construct that was brought into indigenous lands so that the banking system and the religions that fuel the banking system can erase the indigenous individuality of all of us. So now we're all black people, all because they want us lost in color. And then this is where they get the one drop rule. This is where they make up all their logical laws about how we should be lost in light like this because they're smarter. And it's just a bunch of lostness, clearly lostness. Also, they can lie their way to eating what they want to eat while being seen as the heroes somehow. And that's why when we look at Birth of a Nation, that movie, you're going to see that America believes that the KKK are superheroes. America has been selling the KKK as superheroes. So really, Tony Stark, he's just a big updated KKK. He kills kids with kindness. Age of Ultron, how is Iron Man a superhero when he's fundamentally saving the world from a problem that he created? How is Iron Man a superhero when he creates a robot that's destroying the planet and now he has to work with people to stop that robot? This is religious warfare, and they want you to worship the idea of religious warfare so that you worship the idea of being racist. So anyone who believes that we were all created by one God is racist, because they're not going to be able to see the individuality of any God outside of the God they believe created everything that they're consuming. So that's just full ego mode. That's just them being like, oh no, I don't care about what you're saying about yourself. Yeah, I mean, I want to eat what you're saying. I want to eat your body. I want to eat your time, your attention, your energy. But I don't care about your individuality or respecting it. You were created by my God. So you need to learn what I'm learning so we can indoctrinate you into our structure and keep causing climate change. That's what these religions are doing. They're erasing indigenous individuality while causing climate change because indigenous individuals create the environment. This is why when you see the Matrix movie, there's no nature. There is like, this is it. This is the truth. I'm sharing with you the truth. There's just no other way to put it. This is the truth. This is how it all correlates in all universes. The more a system consumes the indigenous individuals in an environment, there's no more environment to really consume. And then that's the idea of destroying one's environment. And that's why the Matrix, you see Wally, the environment's always fucked up in Masonic futuristic movies, Terminator, right? So many futuristic movies where they love to say the environment's destroyed because they killed all the indigenous individuality and erased it so that white people can reign supreme. So this is racism. When people believe, anyone who believes that we are all created by one God is a racist because they're erasing. So racing is about erasing. The moment you do not care about someone's individuality, you are erasing them from existence, and you're going to use your ability, your power. White people use their power to erase indigenous peoples from existence. And then that's the whole point of this English language. So now we're all forced to identify as black. And now we all be lack our culture, and we be lack our freedom because we be lack our connection to our spirituality. So that's it for this Cosmic Conversations. Peace out. See you next time. If you like this, I have way more videos. Check out Dissect the Dialect, okay, so that you can be more aware of English and how this language works. Dissect the Dialect has really helped me formulate my words and figure out how I want to structure my sentences and everything. It's nice. Lay a brick perfectly, day at a time, whatever. Focusing on that, it's great. That's the whole point of communicating every day, right? We're all trying to find our way with these English words, with any language. Because, I mean, when we're born this deep in here, none of us created these languages that we're speaking. So we all have different definitions of these words, and clearly we've all spent time investing our souls into building similar connections with these words. But then that's where clearly a lot of words have a lot of different definitions. So we're finding our way. Peace out. See you next time. Maybe I won't see you next time. Either way, much love. Yeah.